pot. So they do the winners get a percentage of that. I think it's something like 50% to 30 and 20 if I'm not wrong. But either way, we do have Terra, the Terran player, in the Bronze League up against PlanEX, who is a Masters League player, and this is going to be hard. I think this is going to be really difficult for Terra.
Well, she's definitely the underdog in this situation, but you know, I'm always going to root for the underdog no matter what the situation.
For sure. I mean, serves for some possible really exciting comebacks, and each player scouting the opponent's base right now. And you know, I think that in this TVZ matchup, if the Zerg player is more skilled than the Terran player, it becomes a really tough thing to pull out. You know, like if we talk about a matchup like ZVZ or a matchup like PvP or some of the mirror matchups, sometimes the less skilled player can do something a little aggressive, do something a little surprising, and that could swing the match heavily in their favor. I think in TVZ it's a little difficult to do that. Definitely the exchanges really go in the favor of the player who is more careful and plans ahead and makes sure he has less flaws in his gameplay before the fight actually starts. So I think it's going to be doubly hard for Terra in that sense.
Oh, absolutely. I fully agree with you. In ZVZ or TVP or PvP, you know, when you don't have a harvester, your opponent will have something else that will either have a harvester or you better have something that they don't. So in this situation, though, things can get lopsided very, very quickly. So it looks like we're about to see the one graph expand that we've seen out of Tara before, and PlanEX is going for his hatch first. So we're not seeing any gas yet. So I'm curious when exactly we're going to see that go down, though.
Yeah, and you know, this is a build that Terra has not dealt with today. You know, most of the players she's played against have gotten either no hatchery or a late hatchery, even if they did.
Yeah, so let's talk about this Overlord too. He's floating this Overlord all the way through her base, you know, disregarding her safety altogether. Or the Overlord safety altogether.
The Marine is just hiding from the Overlord. He's scared of the Overlord. Oh no, he's turning around. He's turning around and shooting it finally. But I think it might be... No, I don't think it's going to get out alive.
Oh, I think it is.
Alright, we'll put down some money on this. Oh no, she gave up! I'm sorry. I didn't say that. I didn't put money down. I didn't say that.
Yeah, what's interesting though is that barracks outside of PlanEX is natural right now, but no Marines anywhere inside.
Oh yeah, the
barracks
bunker.
Finishes, a little bit of oversight by PlanEX. Probably thinking he's got this game in the bag immediately. He's not playing as he normally would to fully estimated opponent.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no Marines in sight. It's going to go down quickly.
Yep.
It would be your best idea to salvage it immediately.
Uh-oh, she's got 4 Marines rallying over. I think she intended that bunker to be occupied, but unfortunately the timing is just a little bit off. And you definitely need that proxy racks if you want to go ahead and do that kind of bunker rush. Or you need to do an early 2 racks and have units there to hold your bunker and defend it while it's constructing.
Absolutely. PlanEX needs to be keeping up. He's running right by holding Marines.
Oh no, he's going for the watchtower immediately. And he takes it and just ignores the Marines completely. And maybe he wants to surround these Marines.
Perhaps, but now the thinking part is that Tara has free entry up into the main, considering the position is fine for her.
Uh-oh, but she's going to go ahead and attack the natural. The Queen goes to work on the Marines. Zerglings from the back, and these Marines will be eaten alive. And only losing 1 Zergling, and that is a really cost-effective trade. And
see, now, typically the point of sending out these Marines in the early game is to force away early zones in the Zerglings. So it looks like PlanEX actually overreacted a little bit, which is kind of what you want with that early pressure.
yeah, so definitely achieving the intended goal there for Tara. And PlanEX, you know, has now a bunch of links which may or may not do a lot of damage. I mean, technically, Tara should be well protected by the supply depot wall off, but it looks like she's going to move her Marines down, and that's more free units to give to PlanEX. And if enough Marines die, PlanEX might just go up the ramp right now. Oh, and he does, and now the SCVs are in trouble, eating away at the Marines, and these the Zerglings are going to go straight for the SCVs. The SCVs want to get in the fight too, and that's going to allow the AI of the Zerglings to get right on the SCVs. A lot of SCVs in the low health, but not a lot of SCVs killed. Oh man, and I really like PlanEX. I mean, look at how much sight he has of the map right now. It's just so bright on the mini-map. He's got really good spread of units across the map. Just wants to make sure that Tara isn't trying anything cheesy, anything proxy, and trying to make sure that he doesn't lose to some silly cheese, which is actually one of the best ways to take a game off a player that's more skilled than you, is do something really wacky and out of the norm, and just try to surprise them.
Absolutely. I mean, your last prices like this, really chooses are always going to that day. Speaking from experience in collegiate Star League, a lot of players will lowly players want to face off as Pkwy rise to say almost above GM player, and we'll see constant cheesing from that.
Yep, and he just deflects that like no other, but that's because he is godly.
Pretty much.
He is pretty godly, and now here comes the roaches. This is the bane of Tara right here. We saw 7 Roach Rush take down Tara twice in a row, the same exact way, and the bunkers do finish in time. Tara.
Starting to see that beginning of the middle game pressure, all the roaches and the busts.
Yep.
We need to get inside the bunkers.
And the Marines do make it in there, and the roaches smartly back off. Uh-oh, but this one Marine feeling a little bit awkward. Here comes the Lings, and they do surround the bunkers. The SCVs try to repair, but there's the target fire on the SCV. The bunker will fall eventually. Yeah, she's definitely adjusting, but I think the Marauder was trying to make it to the bunker, but it was too little, too late. And the roaches do end up destroying the the defense at the natural of Tara's base, and now pulling a lot of SCVs to try to repair that supply depot, but she has no attacking units to lower the roach count right now. Those 2 Marines feeling really scared of the bunker, was thinking about coming out, but then they decided to turn right back around and go back into the safety of their little bunker there. And more SCVs being pulled, and right now it's 75 food to 19. Tara has her back up against the wall. Only 2 Marines shooting at the roaches. One gets acidified, if that's even a word. And finally, the Marine does fall, and Tara has 9 food to the 76 of PlanEX.
I think we've seen pretty soon.
And it looks like PlanEX shows no mercy. The Zerglings are just chewing up the barracks of Tara now. Tara only has 3 lonely workers in the base. GG, Mr. Masters. And so I do believe it is best of 3, loser's choice for the map. We will be flying into the next game really shortly here.
You know, that game was interesting. The setup of the build was kind of catapult into the mid game well. You were seeing multiple racks with stim and combat shields, also with one water coming out. Unfortunately, that's right as in the middle of the transition, which was weak and slowly.
Yep, definitely. And PlanEX, being a Masters level player, I'm not surprised that he did that. I would be more surprised if he didn't capitalize on some of those errors there. And so definitely demonstrating that he is, he's deserving of the spot. And maybe Tara might want to think about doing something a little different, maybe. So I'm going to get the Mac choice, and it is Core Hall Compound. I'm going to go ahead and pick... Gosh, these maps are really slippery. Invite to game. There we go. PlanEX is in the game, and we're going to wait on Tara and Salgood, and we're going to be jumping into the second match here in the Masters, Grand Masters bracket. Yep. Maybe Tara has a strategy here that's map specific. Oh no, the spam. I can't handle the spam. And there we go. Zerg and Terran. Waiting on confirmation for the players if they're ready. Somebody in the chat, Jay Thundley, requests a proxy 2 racks. Now I am. Okay, good. And a proxy 2 racks might be awesome. We'll have to see.
Well.
Yeah.
like you were just talking about, these kind of cheeses are high risk, high reward, and very easy to pull off in the beginning game. So when you're in lopsided skills and different race matchups, it's a really, really good idea.
Definitely. And so now we see the pink Terran on the right side of Core Hall compound will be the very own Tara. And she is not making an SCV. And on the left side we have the red Zerg. PlanEX will be playing the red Zerg. God, I am so good at this. Some people might even say I do this commonly. Anyways. Oh god. That was absolutely terrible. Anyways, supply depot a little bit early for Terra. And, you know, I do want to see some kind of cheese from her. We've only seen her do gasless expand. It's time to throw out some different strategies, I think. It's time for a change.
It would be interesting to see. However, typically in these lower levels, people will learn one build, you know, kind of hang on to it, keep using that regardless of circumstance. So,
Right.
you know, I think she was actually doing a decent job above a bronze level at least in the previous game, setting herself up to launch in the mid game. But I'm curious to see what exactly PlanEX has in plan for this game.
Yeah, definitely. And PlanEX went for a really solid build that last game.
Oh, here it is.
Oh my god. And oh, he doesn't see it, and the Overlords aren't going to cross paths with it. And the Overlord did see that SCV go towards his base. If he notices that the SCV doesn't enter his base for a while, he might realize, oh no. Oh man, and there's a supply depot constructing at the ramp. That's going to really key PlanEX off. He probably knows exactly what's coming right about now. I wouldn't be surprised to see his pool go up very shortly. And really, it's interesting that she only created one Rax proxy. Usually you would go for two.
Yeah, usually you would. Well, I mean, she's probably not used to this. She's thinking to and construct it closer in order to get a faster pressure on.
Yeah. I mean, smart thinking in the sense that, you know, keeping your build streamlined and keeping what you know to work, and doing that, just changing it up a little bit. However, with this build, you really want to be more aggressive. You don't want to be taking expansions at all. You really want to make sure you do as much damage as you can.
Absolutely. So we're going to see how well this works out. I'd love to see an SCV get pulled down so we could have a bunker starting to be constructed. We'll see what happens.
Yep, that hatchery's going to finish, and that's going to spread the creep. And once the creep spreads, the bunker gets pushed out of range. I mean, you can't construct on the creep, and so if this creep spreads too far and you don't have a bunker set, then you're not going to be able to lay siege to that hatchery.
Well, this is interesting, because PlanEX still doesn't know what's going on. He's, I'm sure, a little bit confused.
Yep, his pool just finished. Let's see how many lings he makes. He goes ahead and gets a queen. No lings in sight just yet. And Terra is just continuing to make barracks, or make marines out of that single Rax. And right now, this cheese is looking to be pretty weak. I mean, he's gonna. Oh,
we're seeing a standard 17 Rax come down. What is this? 12-17?
12-17. Very good. Oh my gosh. And now 3 marines moving across the map. Oh nope, decided not to. They turn back around, and oh my god, this Overlord might be the very unlucky Overlord that happens to walk by the marines. And it looks like Terra's going to back up to the second Rax right now. Extract a trick by PlanEX, which is interesting because I don't think Terra really intends to use very much gas here. PlanEX has Overlords all over the map at this point, and he's got one Spinecrawler at the front of his base just playing really safe. He's got 4 lings there, and I think he's going to be not very worried about whatever's coming at this point in time.
But you know what's really weird about this is that I think that if Terra wakes up to get a critical mass of marines, this could actually do some serious damage.
For
so
sure.
We're talking like about 8 or above. We're looking at it actually a very threatening force now.
Yeah, if Terra gets to the amount where the marines can start one-shotting the lings and doing that stutter step micro really well, I mean, speedling upgrade isn't even on the way right now, and he only has 2 queens, a third one just being constructed, or actually 2 more in the base. And so, you know, the queens are going to be kind of difficult to fight against. And another Rax being constructed right now, up to 3, and just continually building marines. And like you said, if they reach that critical mass, PlanEX could be in a lot of trouble. And now that Overlord does see all the marines moving out. But is it enough? I don't know. Now arriving onto the natural of PlanEX, meets the creep. And this is a dangerous spot for marines to be. But it looks like Terra is just going to push in. while the Zergling count is low, but PlanEX already has 6 Zerglings on the way, and 4 of them just pop.
We're gonna see in this window of opportunity start to shut down pretty quickly.
Yep, Terra has revealed her tech path and has revealed that she wants to do some marine aggression, and right now they're just taking a smoke break on the creep, and she does pick off 2 of the creep tumors, so that's actually pretty good, but I don't think she's planning on playing a long game here. Letting it be known that she defeated those creep tumors handily. Oh my god, and she's just scanning to kill them. Oh, and this is actually a really poor engage for the Zerg player, but Terra actually backs away from the key position and loses all the Marines, and now she's in a lot of trouble. The Zerg player has an expansion, the proxy raxes were not successful, they're in a dangerous spot.
She's gonna keep pushing at this point. We're looking at 4 rafts now, all pumping on Marines. We're gonna have a tank lab on them as well. I wonder what her plan with the tech lab is.
Maybe she was intending on getting stim or combat shields of some sort. PlanEX still hasn't gotten any gas, not intending to get the speedling upgrade. The Zerglings get right up to the Marines and are able to do a lot of damage. And the barracks of Terra have been spotted. She's going to lift off. Oh, she needs to cancel the unit if she wants to lift that Rax off. Oh, and now it's on fire. And it's going to burn down slowly. Oh, nope. The Zerglings do finish it off. And Terra evacuates all the rest of her buildings back to her main base. Again, the extractor still stands in the main base of Terra. She's got 2 factories on the way. That's actually really interesting. Maybe she wants to transition to Hellions, but I don't think if she has the time to do so.
Meanwhile, PlanEX is taking this third spot, you know, almost 2 gas at this point, so we're not gonna see her 2 activity. I'm curious to see what PlanEX will do. He might be trying to drone up a lot and then move into lair.
Oh my gosh, PlanEX has so many queens right now. I think he plans to creep all the way across the map into Terra's base at this point. And look at the SCVs desperately repairing. Here's a single Hellion, and that's actually going to kill the rest of the Zerglings if they stay there. That's going to do a lot of damage, actually. And I don't think PlanEX really cares.
At this point, he has enough of a drone lead of 43 to 23 that he can throw away these kind of units.
Yeah, he really has pretty much comparatively an infinite economy compared to Terra. But these Hellions are starting to lower the numbers of the Zerglings and maybe eventually make their way out of the base. Metabolic boost now about to complete, and finally that speedling upgrade will finish. And those Hellions, let's check how many kills they have. One of them has 6, the other one has 17. Goodness, these Hellions are rich.
Indeed, sitting at a captain rank.
Oh boy. Oh my god, look at how many creep tumors there are. PlanEX just creep tumoring up the map all over the place right now.
Indeed. So now the question becomes, what tech path PlanEX is going to head down in order to finish the job there?
And yeah, Zergling's not too effective at pushing up ramps. You need a lot of Zerglings if you ever want to be effective. There you saw the SCVs just repairing the supply depots, and the Zerglings couldn't make their way through. Hellions ended up killing all of them before they even did any damage to the supply depots. And now the Hellions move out and immediately get surrounded, and that is not what you want to happen with your Hellions. And this is looking a little more like how you want to use the Hellions. Funnel into Lings, and a lot of the Lings are about to die, and that's actually some really good micro from Terra. But ends up getting surrounded again, and now she has no more Hellions to deal with these Lings knocking down on her, knocking her front door down.
Absolutely, but with the repair there, she'll be able to repel it. But the question is, once again, at what cost? How much money time has she lost by taking these SCVs off?
Definitely, she's at 29 food and only 500 minerals in the bank. She's really losing a lot of money by throwing away these Hellions and getting surrounded by the Lings. And God, the creep spread just continues to go and go and go. And PlanEX is just going to creep up the whole map at this point before he wins the game.
Apparently, his goal, he likes purple. He's trying to represent UW, cover the entire map.
Cover the entire map in purple. It would be cool if he wrote UW in creep tumors.
Quite DM, but still fun to watch.
Still fun to watch. And that's all we care about. Goodness. I wonder if you can see how many creep tumors they have in a unit count. Nope. That is a ton.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of time. We're going to see PlanEX move in, a move with a lot of mutas, and a do 20 and game over.
Yep. Oh yeah, he went for that Spire tech, didn't he?
Indeed.
On that Spire.
Sitting on only 4 gas.
Four gas. Let's go. He has that third base up, but he's gonna opt not to use it. He has the resources, but he's gonna decide against it. And now moving down the ramp, Terra does get a free Overlord. Reveals that she has Marauders. Not sure what their application is, but they look awesome. Oh my god, the Queens are actually making it across the map. They're gonna fight the Terran army right about at this point.
Look how fast the creeps are spreading. There's so many creeps in there. They're literally flying across the map.
Oh god. Oh no, and Terra's on a mission. She scans and wants to kill all those creep tumors, and she's killing off the Queens and stuff. The Mulas fly right by the Terran bio army. Oh, look at that transfuse micro. Oh my god, that Queen just never dies. Oh, and again.
Absolutely not.
And a third time. And taking 0 losses in terms of the Queens. PlanEX cleans up Terra's army there. And now...
Yeah, we're going to need to see him from again.
Yep. And PlanEX is continuing to replace the creep tumors that were lost. And here comes the Mutas into Terra's base, working on the barracks, and there's nothing in the way of defense here. Just more Marauders and Hellions, all of which cannot shoot upwards. Oh, but 3 missile turrets in the back, that's pretty good, but she's going to run her SCVs away from the missile turrets. Uh-oh, and now turning around, and it looks like the Mutas are just going to go for the turrets now. 4 missile turrets there, and this is highly cost ineffective, but PlanEX does not care.
At this point, any trade he can get is going to be effective.
Yup, he just has so much more resources than Terra right now. And the Marines do fall. Now the Marauders in trouble. They need to run to the safety of their missile turrets. And Terra, realizing that she's quickly running out of options, the Hellions get caught out on the map. There's just so much creep everywhere. PlanEX knows exactly what's going on anywhere on the map. This Hellion does survive for just a bit, but the other one gets sniped down by those Mulisks. And now finally moving up and cleaning up that last Hellion. Uh-oh, Terra going for the shame strategy. Oh no, PlanEX is in there. Just end it. And the Zerglings knock on the front door of Terra once again. Here come the SCVs. Doing the repair. More and more Mutalisks. More creep tumors. And finally the Mutalisks will swoop in and not attack. Oh, finally killing the Marauders.
Well played by Terra, trying out a new strat, so props to her for that. But in the end, when a player is just better, there's not much they can do.
Yep. And that is part of the beauty of StarCraft 2. It rewards smart play, strong play, rewards solid play. Anyways, GG's to Terra, and she will move down to the losers bracket. Unfortunately, unable to stand up to the Masters League pressure. Oh no.
And I'm off to handle my first match.
Alright, thanks for sitting in. And we will be flying into some of the other winners, Masters, I should say, some of the other Masters, Grandmasters League bracket matches in just a bit. We'll update you on which ones those will be. And we'll be right back.